Ladies and gentlemen, life is not only about what we do, but how we think. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act decides how you live. If your thinking is unclear, your time will be wasted. If your thinking is correct, every moment will become purposeful. When we talk about clarity, we are not speaking about something small or ordinary. Clarity is the foundation of all meaningful action. Without it, life becomes a constant cycle of activity without true progress. People often mistake movement for achievement. They believe that being busy means being productive. But if your direction is wrong, no amount of speed will lead you where you want to go. Clarity precedes action because it shapes the very path on which you walk. Talk about a traveler setting out on a journey. If he begins to walk without knowing where he is going, his effort may be great, his energy may be strong, but he will still end up lost. Now compare him to another traveler who takes the time to understand the map, to see the road clearly, and to choose the correct direction. Even if he walks slowly, every step brings him closer to his destination. This is the difference clarity makes in life. It does not matter how hard you push yourself if you are pushing in the wrong direction. Most people waste their time not because they are lazy, but because they are unclear. They wake up and fill their day with countless small tasks, answering calls, replying to messages, chasing distractions. By nightfall, they are exhausted, but when they look back, realize nothing truly meaningful was accomplished. This is the price of a mind without clarity. Energy was spent, time was lost, progress was nowhere to be found. To think correctly is to pause before action. It is to ask yourself, is this essential? Is this aligned with the life I want to live? Is this step moving me forward, or is it only keeping me busy? These simple questions, asked with honesty, can save years of wasted effort. Correct thinking is not about filling every minute, but about making every minute count. Clarity also means the courage to say no. Many people know what they want, but they lose themselves because they cannot refuse what is unnecessary. To live with clarity, you must learn to choose. You must let go of what does not serve your higher purpose. Every yes that is not essential steals time from the things that truly matter. Saying no is not rejection. It is protection, is preservation of your time, your energy, your life. When your thinking is clear, your actions become sharp, direct, and effective. You do not wander in circles. You do not waste years on the wrong pursuits. Instead, you move steadily like water flowing toward the sea, guided by the pull of purpose. Life begins to feel lighter because every action is meaningful. And when every action is meaningful, your time multiplies in value. This is why clarity always precedes action. It is not enough to act. First, you must see. First, you must understand. And when your vision is clear, your time will no longer be wasted. It will be transformed into a powerful force that carries you exactly where you are meant to be. The mind has a natural tendency to complicate life. It clutters itself with unnecessary thoughts, endless comparisons, and countless distractions. Yet the truth is, life itself is simple. It is our thinking that makes it heavy. Simplicity is not weakness, nor is it emptiness. Simplicity is clarity, it is strength, and it is freedom. When you simplify, you remove the noise that drains your energy and steals your time. Correct thinking understands that to maximize time, you must first learn the art of simplification. When your life is filled with too many priorities, too many tasks, and too many desires, your attention becomes divided. When attention is divided, focus disappears. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. If your fingers are spread wide, the water slips through the gaps, no matter how hard you try to hold it. But when you close your hand tightly, the water remains. Focus is the same. If your attention is scattered across too many things, time will escape you. When your attention is gathered in one clear direction, every drop of time is preserved and transformed into progress. Most people are overwhelmed not because they lack time, but because they fill their lives with too much. They try to chase every opportunity, say yes to every request, and please everyone they meet. The result is exhaustion without fulfillment. The correct way of thinking is to simplify. Ask yourself what is truly essential. What deserves my energy? What can I let go of? In these questions lies the secret to freedom. Simplicity also brings peace to the mind. A complicated mind is restless, always jumping from thought to thought, never able to remain still. But a simple mind is calm, like a clear lake reflecting the sky. In this calmness, decisions are made with ease and action flows naturally. Time is not lost in hesitation or confusion because the path is uncluttered. You can see what matters and you can move toward it without delay. It is important to understand that simplicity is not about doing less for the sake of laziness. Simplicity is about doing less of what does not matter so that you can give more to what truly does. When you choose simplicity, you choose depth. You give yourself the chance to pour your energy fully into the tasks and relationships that align with your higher purpose. Greatest mistake is to believe that complexity means intelligence or success. Complexity often hides emptiness, while simplicity reveals truth. Most profound wisdom is always simple. The most effective action is always focused. And the most powerful use of time is always directed toward what is essential, not what is excessive. To think correctly is to simplify, strip away what is unnecessary, to keep only what gives meaning. When life is simple, focus becomes effortless. When focus becomes effortless, time is no longer wasted. It is maximized, multiplied, and transformed into something extraordinary. Many people think of discipline as a burden, as a restriction that takes away joy from life. But in truth, discipline is not a prison. It is the key that unlocks true freedom. Without discipline, you may feel free in the moment, but over time you become trapped by habits, by weakness, by wasted days. With discipline, you gain control over yourself, and when you control yourself, you control your time. This is why discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the very source of it. Think about a musician who has mastered an instrument. To others, playing looks effortless, flowing, and free. But behind this freedom lies years of disciplined practice, countless hours of repetition, unwavering commitment to growth. Without discipline, that freedom of expression could never exist. The same is true in life. Discipline may feel difficult in the beginning, but it builds the strength that allows you to live without regret. Every day you wake up without discipline, your time is stolen by distractions. You say you will start tomorrow, you say you will do it later, and before you realize it, the days have turned into months and the months into years. Time is lost not because life is too short, because you did not guard it with discipline. Correct thinking sees discipline not as punishment, but as a form of self-respect. When you are disciplined, you are telling yourself, my life matters. My time is precious. I will not waste it. Discipline also creates structure. A life without structure is like a river without banks. It spreads everywhere but goes nowhere. With structure, river flows powerfully toward the sea. Discipline gives your life direction. It allows you to decide in advance what matters and to commit to it no matter how you feel in the moment. Feelings change, motivation rises and falls, but discipline holds steady. It does not ask how you feel, it asks what you have decided. True discipline is not about harshness, it is about consistency. Small actions repeated with discipline become great achievements. A disciplined person does not need to rush because they know every step taken consistently will eventually lead to the destination. Steadiness saves time because it removes the need to start over again and again after giving up. The beauty of discipline is that it strengthens the mind as much as it strengthens the body or habits. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Each time you resist distraction, your focus sharpens. Over time, discipline becomes natural, and what once felt heavy becomes light. This is the paradox. What begins as effort turns into ease, and what begins as restriction becomes freedom. To live without discipline is to live as a prisoner to impulses and distractions. To live with discipline is to live as the master of your time. And when you master your time, you master your life. Wherever your attention rests, your energy naturally follows. This is an unchanging truth of life. If your attention is scattered across countless distractions, your energy will be weak, divided, powerless. But if your attention is directed toward one clear purpose, your energy becomes strong, concentrated, and unstoppable. Time is not only measured in hours and minutes, it is measured in the quality of attention you bring to each moment. To waste attention is to waste life itself. Imagine sunlight. When spread across a wide surface, it warms gently. When focused through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to ignite fire. Human attention works in the same way. When your thoughts are scattered, you may spend many hours working yet achieve very little. But when your attention is sharp and focused, even a short amount of time can produce great results. Correct thinking understands this law and protects attention as the most valuable resource. Challenge is that the modern world constantly fights for your attention. Devices, messages, advertisements, endless noise pull you in different directions. Each distraction may seem small, but every interruption drains a portion of your energy. Over time, you may feel tired not because you have done too much, but because your attention has been stolen piece by piece. Real exhaustion of life does not come from effort, it comes from divided focus. To guard your energy, you must first guard your attention. This means being deliberate about where you place your mind. Ask yourself, what is worthy of my focus today? What will truly move my life forward? What is stealing my energy without giving me anything in return? When you begin to ask these questions, you start reclaiming your time and your strength. Energy flows where attention goes, and attention flows where intention is set. If you set your intention on growth, learning, and meaningful action, your energy will naturally follow. But if your intention is unclear, your attention will drift aimlessly and your energy will be wasted on what does not matter. The mind must be trained to stay present, to return again and again to what is essential. This training is not easy, but it is the price of a focused life. Presence is another form of attention. When you give your full presence to a task, a conversation, or a moment, time itself feels richer. Even ordinary actions become alive with meaning. But when your mind is divided, thinking of the past, worrying about the future, you lose both the energy of the moment and the time that is passing. Correct thinking brings the mind back to now, because only in the present can attention be truly alive. Every human being has the same amount of time in a day. The difference in results comes from how attention is used. Those who scatter it achieve little. Those who guard it achieve. Remember, your time is shaped by your attention, and your attention shapes your energy. To think correctly is to focus, and to focus is to transform time into power. Great accomplishments are often admired from a distance, and to those who look upon them, seem almost unreachable, as if they were achieved in a single extraordinary leap. But the truth is far simpler. Nothing meaningful in life is built all at once. Every great success, every transformation, every achievement is the result of countless small steps taken with consistency and patience. To think correctly is to understand the quiet power of these small steps. A seed planted in the ground does not become a tree overnight, begins invisible, hidden beneath the soil. Day by day, it grows roots that no one can see. With time, it pushes through the earth, stretches toward the sky, and eventually stands tall as a tree. The small steps of growth, though unseen, create strength that endures. Human life is no different. The habits you practice daily, though they may seem small, create the foundation of your future. The mistake many make is to ignore the small steps, waiting instead for the big opportunity, the giant breakthrough, the sudden success. Life does not reward waiting, it rewards steady movement. By neglecting the small, you waste time, because time is not built of years or months, but of minutes and moments. Correct thinking values each step, no matter how small. Each step shapes the path ahead. Consider someone who wishes to climb a mountain. From the bottom, the peak may look impossible to reach. The climber does not leap to the top. Instead, he takes one step, then another, and then another. Each step by itself may feel insignificant. Taken together, they lead him higher until one day he stands at the summit. So it is with every area of life. Small steps you take daily may not look like progress, but with persistence, they create transformation. Small steps are also powerful because they build discipline. A large task may overwhelm you and cause delay, but a small step feels manageable. When you take that step, momentum grows. Momentum is the hidden force of progress. It multiplies your effort and shortens the time required to reach your goal. In this way, small steps do not only save time, they maximize it. It is important to remember that small steps require patience. In a world that celebrates speed, many grow frustrated when results do not appear immediately. But impatience wastes energy and distracts the mind. Correct thinking accepts that growth is gradual. To build something lasting, you must allow time to do its work. Power of small steps lies not only in their action but in the patience they teach. When you honor small steps, you free yourself from the illusion that success must be sudden. You learn that greatness is built quietly, steadily, one decision at a time. And when you look back after months or years, you will see how far those small steps have carried you. This is the hidden power of time. It multiplies whatever you do consistently. One of the greatest thieves of time is the constant struggle against things that cannot be controlled. The mind often wastes hours, days, and sometimes even years trying to change circumstances that are unchangeable, trying to alter people who will not change, or worrying about events that are beyond reach. This struggle drains energy, creates frustration, and leaves little room for progress. To think correctly is to recognize the limits of control and to let go of what lies beyond them. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong, the rain is heavy, and the sky is dark. You cannot stop the storm, no matter how much you fight against it. You can choose how you respond. You can seek shelter. You can wait with patience. You can protect what is within your reach. This is the wisdom of letting go. You do not waste your strength fighting the storm. You save your strength for what you can actually influence. Many people lose precious time because they allow their minds to circle endlessly around what is outside their power. They replay past mistakes, wishing they could undo them. They worry about the future, fearing outcomes they cannot control. In doing so, they sacrifice the present moment, which is the only place where real action can be taken. Correct thinking teaches you to shift attention away from what is beyond reach and to focus on what is within your grasp. Letting go does not mean giving up. It is not weakness and it is not escape. It is wisdom. It is the ability to see clearly where your influence ends and to accept that reality with peace. When you let go, you are not surrendering life, You are reclaiming your time, your focus, and your energy. Instead of pouring yourself into the impossible, you invest yourself in what is possible, and in doing so, you multiply your effectiveness. Consider how much time is wasted in arguments, in resentment, in holding on to bitterness toward others. You cannot control another person's heart. You cannot force their choices or rewrite their story. But you can control your own responses, your own growth, and your own path. By letting go of the need to control others, you free yourself to live fully in your own responsibility. There is also peace in acceptance. Life will not always move according to your plan. Unexpected challenges will arise, doors will close, storms will come. When you stop resisting what cannot be changed, you gain the strength to adapt. Adaptation is a form of mastery, and mastery saves time because it prevents you from being trapped in endless struggle. When you let go of what you cannot control, your mind becomes lighter, your energy becomes stronger, and your time becomes richer. You begin to live not in frustration, but in clarity. In that clarity, you discover the real freedom to direct your life toward what truly matters. Present moment is the most valuable treasure we have, yet it is also the one most easily ignored. The mind is rarely here in this moment, wanders into the past, replaying old memories, regrets, and mistakes, or it races toward the future, worrying about outcomes, chasing desires, and building expectations. In doing so, the mind abandons the now, and with it abandons the only time where life truly exists. To think correctly is to understand that presence is not just an idea, it is the key to living fully. When you are present, time feels different. Minutes expand, and even ordinary actions carry a depth that cannot be found when the mind is distracted. A simple conversation becomes meaningful because your attention is truly with the other person. A meal tastes richer because you are not rushing through it with your thoughts elsewhere. Work becomes more effective because your focus is whole. Presence does not create more hours in the day, but it multiplies the value of each hour. Tragedy of distraction is that it robs you of both the past and the future. By dwelling in the past, you cannot change what has already been written. By rushing into the future, you cannot live in what has not yet arrived. And in both cases, you sacrifice the present moment, the only place where you can actually live, act, and change. This is why so many people feel as though time slips away too quickly. They are not truly living the hours they are given. Presence is a practice, requires training the mind to return again and again to this very moment. At first, it may feel difficult because the mind has long been conditioned to wander. But with patience, you begin to notice the small details of life that once escaped you. The sound of the wind, the rhythm of your breath, expressions on the faces of those around you. Each detail is a reminder that life is happening now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Living with presence also brings peace. Anxiety is born from living too much in the future. Regret is born from living too much in the past. Peace is found here in the present. When you anchor yourself in the now, worries lose their power and regrets fade into silence. You reclaim your energy and you reclaim your time. Being present does not mean ignoring the lessons of the past or refusing to plan for the future. It means learning from the past without living in it, and preparing for the future without losing yourself to it. It means recognizing that the present is the bridge between the two, and if you neglect this bridge, you miss the entire journey. When you give yourself fully to the moment, you discover that time is not slipping away, it is alive within you. Presence is not only the key to maximizing time, it is the key to truly experiencing life. The mind is the lens through which you see life, and the way you think shapes the world you experience. Two people can walk through the same place encounter the same circumstances, one feels defeated while the other feels inspired. The difference does not lie in the world around them, but in the mind within them. Correct thinking understands that your mind is not simply observing your reality, it is creating it. When your thoughts are filled with doubt and negativity, time becomes heavy. Every task feels more difficult, every challenge feels larger, and every moment seems like a burden. When your thoughts are clear, hopeful, and strong, time feels lighter. You move with energy, you see opportunities where others see obstacles, and even difficulties become stepping stones. The mind has the power to multiply or diminish the value of time. Consider a person who spends hours worrying about failure before even beginning a task. Their energy is drained and their time is wasted before a single action is taken. Another person facing the same task fills their mind with confidence, clarity, and determination. Their thoughts energize their actions, and they achieve in 1 hour what the other could not achieve in a day. It's not magic. It is the natural law that your world follows the direction of your thoughts. Your beliefs are the soil from which your life grows. If the soil is poisoned with limiting beliefs, the harvest will always be weak. If the soil is rich with empowering thoughts, your life will produce abundance. This is why it is essential to guard your mind as carefully as you guard your time. The two are connected. To waste your thoughts on negativity is to waste your time on nothingness. To think with clarity and strength is to invest your time in creation and growth. The world does not always give you control over circumstances. It always gives you control over perspective. And perspective changes everything. A setback can be seen as the end or as a beginning. Challenge can be seen as a punishment or as an opportunity to grow. How you think determines which world you live in. By shaping your thoughts, you shape your reality. Correct thinking does not deny difficulty. It does not pretend that life is without struggle. It refuses to surrender to thoughts that weaken the spirit. Instead, it chooses thoughts that strengthen, that lift, that move life forward. And over time, these thoughts transform into actions, actions transform into habits, and habits transform into destiny. Your mind is the architect of your world. If you fill it with clarity, focus, and purpose, your world will reflect clarity, focus, and purpose. If you fill it with confusion and doubt, your world will reflect confusion and doubt. To maximize time is not only to manage minutes, but to master the thoughts that shape how those minutes are lived. When you think correctly, you do not just live in the world, you create the world you wish to live in. Time is the one gift that can never be returned once it is spent. Every breath we take, every moment that passes is life itself moving forward. To think correctly is to honor this gift, to refuse to waste it on distractions, fears, or confusion. You have heard the truth's clarity directs your path. Simplicity sharpens your focus. Discipline frees you. Attention strengthens you. Small steps carry you. Letting go releases you. Presence anchors you. And your mind creates your world. The choice is now yours. You can continue to live as a prisoner of scattered thoughts, allowing time to slip through your fingers. Or you can choose to live with purpose, to think with wisdom, and to transform every moment into progress. Time does not wait. It is moving now in this very second. And the way you think in this second will decide the quality of your hours, your days, and your life. So rise with clarity. Live with discipline. Present. Guard your mind. And above all, remember that the greatest wealth is not found in possessions, but in the wise use of your time. If you master your thinking, you will master your life.